Do you think I should put some sunglasses on so I'm not like squinting or?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Black beans, mushrooms. I guess I kind of lost my train of thought there.
Keep going.
Hey there, my name is Scott Zrust. I'm the chef owner of Chicken Fats Food Truck. I was born March 23rd, 1983 in Schuyler, Nebraska. In a very small town, very home-cooked meals, but one of my favorite things my mom cooked for me was beef heart and dumplings. It's a Czech meal, so that was like one of my favorite things ever. The earliest memory I have of food was probably growing up when my mom would catch me like standing on the counters tasting all of her spices like one by one.
Does it feel good?
And I don't really know exactly when I knew I was gonna want to cook, or I don't know exact moment when I knew I loved food so much. I don't know if it just kind of hit me one day, but I've just always appreciated good food. I mean, since I can remember. First things first, most importantly, you gotta start with a nice toasted bun. 80-20 ground beef. In my opinion, it's the best for fat content for burgers. I've tried like the 73-27 before, and it's too fatty, I feel. If you go anything over 80-20, I feel it's too dry. Smoked sea salt. Black pepper. I'll let those cook for a second. For my bun toasting, I usually will use lard. Bun is key. Bun is key. Like if you don't toast your buns appropriately, you miss out on that like really nice crunch factor. So that's like a perfect bun in my head. That's perfect. Nice and toasty. As soon as I flip it, I add the white American cheese, the melted cheese. As I pull it off, I let it rest. While it's resting, I do my bun. So the bottom bun gets a bacon and leek jam. Usually I use iceberg, but this is romaine. I do a little sprinkle of salt on the tomato. Top bun gets Duke's mayo. Bam. That's the Chicken Fats OG cheeseburger right there. This is Wild Olive. He loves my food, man.
I do. I come over all the time. I just leave money and he sends it over.
I went to college. I graduated at Johnson & Wales University, Charleston. Back in 2003, I was one of the last classes to graduate here before they moved to Charlotte. Well, I think I got a lot out of going to college at Johnson & Wales because the chefs, they told us how it is. From day one. They didn't try to sugarcoat anything. They said, hey, if you're looking for a 9 to 5, weekends off, holidays off, get your ass out of here right now because you're not gonna last. But they taught us a lot about the traditional techniques on how to do things, but they also taught us, hey, sometimes you might have to do it this way on the fly, or in the restaurant business you might have to do things differently. But yeah, I think I got a lot out of that just by them telling us how it is. My first job in the restaurant industry would be at a little sports bar in Mount Pleasant. I don't even think it's there anymore. But that was also when I first went to college. I never had a professional job until after I was out of culinary school. Like professional cooking job until after culinary school. So I take my chicken that's been soaked in red clay hot sauce and buttermilk, and I put it directly into my chicken breader. And this is what I was talking about earlier, and I was saying like knuckling the sandwich or whatever to get to like the flakes. There's like a way that you do it, and you can tell once I pull the chicken up out of here how you get those kind of ripples in it. So I drop that directly in the fryer, and then it's gonna produce a really crispy chicken sandwich. So drop that one in there. So the top bun is going to get homemade buttermilk ranch. And when I say homemade, I mean I use Duke's mayo, Hidden Valley ranch seasoning, and buttermilk. I always put fresh scallions on top. And then the bottom bun is country ham mayo. So I take country ham, dice it really small, render it till it's nice and crispy, and I add some Cajun seasoning to it and mix it in with the Dukes. On top of that, you're going to get bread and butter pickles, so it's sweet and sour pickles. And that's the setup for the spicy. So let me see, I'll show you over here too. And I always let my chicken rest on this rack too. But yeah, that's what you want in a good chicken sandwich. And this is going to be the spicy, so I got my spicy sauce here. I dip it right in there real quick so it doesn't soak up the sauce and make it soggy. And then I pop that on there, let that cheese kind of melt a second, and then that's going to go on for the spicy chicken. No secrets about it, just Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce.
I put that on everything.
So that'll be the spicy chicken sandwich right here. I love, like, looking at that, it makes me so happy. Like, and I send it out, I'm like, damn, I want to eat the fuck out of that. I think I was just at the point where I wanted to go my own way, but I obviously didn't have the financial status to open up a brick and mortar. I think about it quite often, and I don't know exactly if it's an end goal. I think only time will tell for me. But yes, I do kind of have a vision for that. I'm just not quite there yet. So I'm more of a realistic thinker, you know. So I do kind of want to get at that at some point in my life. But right now, I'm just gonna keep on doing the food truck and building it up until I get to that point. Every day it's a challenge, but after the first year, I've been in business for a little over a year and a half. So after the first year, I felt like I got everything smoothed out a little bit. But every day, it's always something, you know, and it's just something that you don't learn until you start a food truck yourself. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's just everything, you know, from propane tanks leaking to busting your water pipes, you know, just a lot of stuff that just happens, you know, which that's part of the job, you know. You know, I wanted to do my own thing. I was always tired of, you know, trying to follow someone else's guidelines, and also almost not even getting credit for a lot of the stuff I would do. So when I had the idea of starting a food truck, I didn't really know what route I was going to take. All I know is I wanted to do something that people on Johns Island really liked, because, you know, me living on Johns Island, I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, but still put out quality stuff that I care about, and keep it as affordable as I can for all the Johns Island people, as well as, I mean, anybody in Charleston. Korean setup right here. The bottom bun, I do a real light spread of Dukes, and then it's going to get this kimchi, which is a kimchi ferment. It's like a kimchi that they make. It's cabbage, ginger, carrots, and the top bun is going to get. This is pretty much honey cooked down with some garlic, and then like I add just like a little bit of butter to it, so like a honey butter almost. Once again, fresh scallions. This is the finish of the Korean after I got all that stuff on there. And then I'm gonna take this is the burnt and salty Korean mustard. That is like, it's like crack. It's so good.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
And I just kind of do a little glaze on it like that. And then you put the bun on with the honey mustard, or the honey butter. And that's your Korean chicken right there. My biggest accomplishment would be, I guess, just making it through the first year, and just being successful. I feel like I have a really, really good following. I was fortunate enough to have Low Tide have me here, you know, a few days a week. and they already have a very well-established business. So for me to come in and just start really slinging food out right away, that was really awesome. And previously I was a chef at Shawnee Pub. I started that kitchen, so I had a good following already on Johns Island. So I would just say my accomplishment would be just having the customers and, you know, keeping a good business going. Well, first of all, I think for me, success means just my happiness. I feel like if I can find a good balance where I have a good, clear head, a balance between life at home, life on the food truck, and I don't overwork myself, and I'm still happy cooking on the truck, putting out good food, you know, seeing people smile, seeing, you know, big lines behind my truck, you know, hearing all the good compliments about my food. I think that's success for me. I mean, I didn't start this to make $1 million, you know. I'm just trying to be happy. I've been enjoying the fried chicken sandwich business, so I think I'm gonna just keep rolling with it. Eventually, I think I would love to be like, you want a good chicken sandwich in Charleston or Atlanta, you know, whatever. You want to go to Chicken Fats, and maybe someday, if I do have a brick and mortar, my goal would to be kind of have like a diner style fried chicken sandwich joint, and do homemade ice cream, like shakes and malts, and keep everything kind of food truck style menu like I do now. I don't want to complicate things. I want to just do maybe 10 or 12 things and do them really, really well. And that's it. But consistency for me is very, very important. I mean, whether I'm here, anywhere, I'm always going to put out the best food I possibly can. And that's one other reason why I enjoy the food truck, because I feel if I had a brick and mortar, I wouldn't be able to be there all the time. Therefore, I feel like that's where a lot of restaurants sometimes slack is, you know, they have an awesome chef that starts this restaurant, and then like the days that he's not there, the quality might slack because he's not there, you know, watching over people. I do love the fine dining style side of food, for sure. But I think I kind of found my niche here. Like, I like it. Everybody loves fried chicken sandwiches, and I've really been enjoying doing it. So I think I'll just leave the fine dining cooking to, you know, when I'm at home with my friends, other chef friends too. You know, when I was chef at Shawnee, I really wanted to do pimento queso tots, and they didn't really want me to for some reason.
Napoleon, give me some of your tots.
No, go find your own.
And I was just like, I'm doing these damn tots. So yeah, so that was it. I mean, and who doesn't love pimento queso tots, right?
All right, so these get a nice crisp on them. Take tiny little bit seasoning, salt. Pimento queso. Just like that. Garnish. I always garnish with a little Parmesan, just a little paprika for color, and the ever so popular scallions. Just to take it. That's your pimento queso tots right there.
Well, my fiance, Allison, she's actually the operations manager here at Low Tide. And she also works with me on the truck, so she'll get out of work here at 5, and she'll come straight here and work with me on the truck. More so me, I've been trying to be better about not getting stressed and being angry, you know. Sometimes it's hard to do with being a chef, but she helps me a lot with it. She helps me calm down, you know. yeah, she keeps me sane, I guess. If we do decide to ever have like kids and a family, I love cooking with any type of fat: bacon fat, smoked beef fat, chicken fat. So when I first signed up for my Instagram, I tried to have my handle be bacon fat, and someone already had it, so it recommended me to use chicken fats. So I did, and didn't think anything of it. And then my fiance just was, when we were trying to figure out what I was going to call my food truck, as well as figure out what menu I wanted to do for my food truck, she was like, how about just chicken fats? You know, that's what people call you anyways. Like, all right. So then that transferred into me being, all right, everybody loves fried chicken sandwiches, let's do it. So that's how that came about. Well, I mean, if you had to take like my first one that I ever made, which is, I don't even remember how long it was, but it was probably pretty bad, you know. I mean, or it might have been okay, but even now, like, there's a technique that I found when I pull my chicken out of my buttermilk and hot sauce soak. I kind of call it like knuckling the chicken, and I put it in my breader, and there's like a way that you got to move it around to acquire extra kind of flakes, you know, the crispy flakes. But yeah, there's all sorts of little techniques that I do now, from my toasted bun to, you know, continually trying different chicken breader spices and blends, and yeah, there's just always something you can improve on. Do not cut corners, whatever you're doing, and always look for ways to make your dish better. If you think you have the perfect chicken sandwich, it's not the perfect chicken sandwich. Keep trying different things to make it better. And yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it.